bloodbath on Dalal Street. Stock markets crashing. Sensex and the Nifty down by 1.5% at close. Sensex closing down over 1,400 points. Nifty closing down 400 points. Around several lakh crore rupees of investor wealth wiped out. We have Gaurang Shah, Senior Vice President, Geojit Financial Services Limited, now joining us here on the broadcast. Gaurang, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. 1.5% down. It looked like there was going to be a recovery. They're down again. And the concerns, because of which they're down, are not going to go away anytime soon. Be it US Fed rate decision or the geopolitical tensions in the form of the US-Iran war that seems to be imminent.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I think if you look at point-wise, you will find it large. But if you look at in terms of percentage, it was just 1.5%. Not to forget, this correction came in today after continuous 3 days of rally. And we were finding it difficult to stay afloat at higher levels beyond 25,800, closer to 25,900. It was becoming top-heavy feeling. And I think that top-heavy feeling resulted into a little bit of vertigo. And we corrected today. Couple of factors. First one is, of course, not being able to sustain at higher levels. Second one is the elevated aggressive position that has been created by US against Iran, and that has led to a little bit of boil in the crude oil prices as well. I think we'll have to just wait and watch, because 2 days back there were peace talks that were going on between Iran and US in Geneva. Nothing really worked out on that particular front, and now this particular stance. I think we'll have to see, because there's important passage for world supply line in terms of Strait of Hormuz is under Iran's control. 25% of global supply gets transported via sea from that particular route. If there is some disturbance over there, for short to medium term, elevated crude oil prices can create the disturbances for economies like India, which are 75% dependent on import of crude oil and natural gas. I think we closed sub 25,500. We are very close to those support levels. Tomorrow being Friday, last day of the week, don't want to make any preemptive kind of statements or judgment, but I think we should possibly settle down next week onwards. And like I said, Middle East is an evolving story. We'll have to possibly react to it as and when the situation evolves.
Markets, have been under pressure in the recent last few weeks, so to speak, Gaurang, and it looked like it was going to settle down. There was lots of movement as far as so many issues globally across the world is concerned. Then Iran, which is always persistent, now is taking supersedence. But then again, it has been a combination of factors. There's also, we're talking about profit booking at higher levels contributing to the sell-off.
That's what exactly I said, that we were not able to sustain at higher levels, and I think there were short positions also being created in the futures and options segment, with put and call positions being at an elevated level. And since we did not sustain, and then overnight news about this aggression has led to this kind of a profit booking. And of course, there were supports from IT and banking sector. But today, those two sectors also gave off to a great extent. And that led to a little bit of more pressure on the markets.
Fair enough. We'll leave it at that. Gaurang Shah, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on News 9.